Of relationships, and this morning I want to talk about holding hands. Holding hands. It sounds simple. Here's the text. We're going to give a talk. Then there's a takeaway. The text is this: Isaiah 41:13. Isaiah 41:13. Listen closely to the poetic words of Isaiah, who's writing concerning the children of Israel, now the nation of Israel, that have wandered away from God, and now the prophet is saying, this is how God wants to relate to you. Isaiah 41:13. Here is poetic words. I am the Lord your God, who takes hold of your right hand. I am the Lord your God, who takes hold of your right hand. Let's talk about that. In this poetic way, the prophet is saying that there is a relationship here. There is a relationship here because he takes a hold of the hand. When I was stationed in Korea, and Osan Air Base, Korea, long time ago, it was a remote assignment. And I remember before I went, the military always tells you and gives you cultural briefings. One of the briefings that they gave concerning going to Korea was, first of all, don't show any public expressions of intimacy. They frowned upon that. So they said, don't do that. The other thing that I remember vividly is that they said, don't be alarmed when you see same sex holding hands. Didn't necessarily mean that it was any kind of homosexuality, but that's the way they showed their relationship by holding hands. I also remember this with respect to holding hands. Let me share this with you. My mother used to walk from the projects, old projects, Lincoln Homes in Goldsboro, North Carolina, all the way downtown. She would hold my hand. I felt a whole lot of security when she held my hand. Now, she would, wherever she went, she always held my hand tightly. I always connected that with being close to someone. So when I began to date First Lady, I always wanted to hold her hand. But because she's so much shorter than I am, I'm 6'4", she's about 5'2" on a good day, there was always a difference in us holding hands. We couldn't always hold hands, and it always bothered me because I wanted to hold her hand. I wanted to show that we were in relationship. Isaiah comes and says, you and God are in relationship by holding hands. Now, I want you to get the fact that he says right hand. Right hand. Now, during biblical times, right hand reflected strength. It reflected security. Left hand, I don't mean any disrespect, but left hand in Eastern culture, in biblical culture, that's what you cleanse yourself with after you did number two. I'll leave it at that. You never did it with your right hand, but you did it with your left hand. I remember being stationed deployed one time and with other Saudis, and we were all sitting in our ready room, break room at the time, wasn't a chaplain at the time, and we never showed your bottom of your feet, nor did you extend your left hand to a Saudi. Well, I got close enough to him that we could joke about it. The bottom line is the poetic writer Isaiah is saying God wants to take your right hand. Here are the three things I want you to get concerning that. How do I know that he's holding my right hand? I know it because he said so. I know it because he said so. And the writer said it. And I can grab a hold of that he takes my right hand in my most difficult moments, in my times in which I don't know which way to go. I don't know how to get out of the situation that I'm in. Isaiah said he takes my right hand. The second thing is he holds your heart. I know he's holding on to my right hand because I've given him my heart. Anybody that you've given your heart, you certainly will give your hand. Is that not what happens at the altar? We say, okay, take hands. And then we give the ring ceremony. And then we do all of those things. I'm giving you my hand. When you come to the altar to give your life to Christ, you give the preacher what? Your right hand. So, and as a result, because I've given my heart, I know he has my hand because he says he takes my right hand. The word says it, I believe it, but I've given him my heart. So I know he has my hand. Here's the third thing. I know he has my hands because I can look at his nail-scarred hands. I can see the scars of his love in his hands. My God, that's blessed. When I look in his hands and I can see his nail-scarred hands, I know he has my hands. What's your takeaway this morning? Your takeaway is this. God is holding your right hand, whether you know it or not, whether you feel it or not, because he said in his word, I will never leave you, nor will I forsake you. I'm going to uphold you in my right hand. The Lord be with you today as you walk with him in this most intimate relationship, and that is you all are holding hands. Have a great weekend, Super Bowl weekend. I have a super word for you on this weekend. Join me on New Life Tube 1 or Facebook Live, 9:30 Central Standard Time, and share this manna. Share the manna so it can bless somebody else. Put your comments that other people can get the revelation that you got. I'll see you Monday morning with more Morning Manna. God bless you. Bye now.